everyone present here today, and also to the ones who have joined us virtually to Bidisha's pilgrimage, the launch of two exceptional books authored by the Global Educator Rupa Chakravarti, Pilgrimage, Bidisha and Bureaucracy. As a curator, I am privileged to introduce to you a learned and a celebrated alchemist who has touched numerous chords of emotions with her writings and also has been featured on Sam Bucha's website, the biggest distributor in Europe. Rupadi, congratulations for the same. And now may I request you to come on stage and share some personal words with the audience present here.
Vayjayanti, thank you for those kind words. I hope I live up to your expectations. I really am just Rupadi, and I think ordinary describes me best. In the multifarious roles that I have played as a woman, the child, the daughter, the mother, the wife, the teacher, and in my old age, dabbling with words, I don't think the trajectory is anything exceptional. It is something that we can all do. However, the crux of the matter lies in what Vayjayanti so eloquently put on your own terms. I have no gender bias, I have no fights with the superiority of sexes. I know that in my mind I am an equal amongst equals. I think that is the sum of my parts. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary, but the ability to be Rupadi. Thank you very much. I warmly welcome everybody this evening, dignitaries, Jawhar in particular for taking the time out. I am absolutely honored that you will be here today to unveil my attempts with words. They are revealing books, but I reiterate, it is the trajectory of every woman, because I am every woman. Thank you so much.
Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Vakratunda Mahakaya.
Thank you. I'm absolutely delighted to be present here, especially because it's Rupa's work. She has somebody called Sarvjit also. What is that? Where's Sarvjit? Hey, Shorbo! Come in. Come in. Now, I've heard of self-effacing husbands like me. He's an introvert like me, so come to me, so. Okay. Now, why don't you come and sit? No, but that you use, when you sit there, you go back 40 years. Anyway, so it's an absolute delight to be present here. And I have gone through Rupa's work. One doesn't have much of a choice because she's very active on her communication spree. And from small outpourings of emotion to longer pieces. Just a few words about both these books. The first book, Pilgrimage, is a little misleading in the sense that you feel like folding your palms together, and it's got nothing to do with that. It's an outpouring of emotions. Rupa is very Bengali. Very Bengali. In other words, the emotions come first and intellect follows thereafter. But at a reasonably good speed. So, she goes in for this thing. The first book, she has made it into 6 sections. Again, you can see the shadow of an autobiography in them, from vows to Krishna Kodi and the other sections. Basically, she picks up on the themes of Rabindranath Tagore, the poems, and transcreates them. The problem with translation and translation, Sujoy, you know, many others would also be aware, is that the language becomes not a facilitator, but something of a blockade. Because the languages are not the exact translation of words. They need to convey the feelings. The words themselves, when translated, do not convey. So she has taken the liberty to convey the feelings that go with Tagore and the different moods. Her pick is very good, and she has taken, and there are always this yearning for self-expression also that one can see through it. The subtle messaging. Shakunjit is a very subtle person, so he needs subtle messaging. My wife knows that I am a little more expressive, so she knows how to deal with expressive people, which is just be more expressive. And this one is her first book, but she has been writing on and off for the last few years. The next one moves on to Bidisha and Bureaucracy. Again, I really can't understand her titles, because the moment she said bureaucracy, I woke up. I was a bureaucrat once again. I have the unique honor of being in 2 troublesome professions. People do only one. One profession where you can abuse and say he was a policeman, he was a bureaucrat. I have 2 now. So the second one is equally bad. She has actually, she claims it is not autobiographical, but one can see the autobiographical element that comes through. So they relate to her personal experience. The difference with other books by ambassadors' wives, there have been quite a few, is that they stress on many other aspects. And here you see, Rupa doesn't go around saying what Chakravarti was doing there, what Chakravarti was doing there, but concentrate on the woman, the mother, the wife, the, as I love to put her, the bundle of emotions and expressions. She goes around. She doesn't focus or get fixated on something like child rearing or something. It's always there in the back. But she goes on as an observer. This is an ideal handbook for somebody who would like to join the foreign service. Either way, I mean, either directly by exam, qualifying the exam, which is not, which is very much possible, or as a spouse, male or otherwise female. We have male spouses also, lots of them. So this one is a journey of how it all began, and since they married a bit too early, she has gone through the probation part and everything. You know, there are lots of places where you remind us, because Sharbu was just a few, I think 3-4 years after me. When we entered, the pay scale of the IAS was 400 rupees. Yeah, 400 rupees. 400 rupees. So my would-be wives, would-be parents, in-law were told that jolly pills in 400 rupees was the salary. When he came in, it was 700 rupees. 700 rupees. So you understand the great jump. 400, 700. And then the expectations were very high also. The whole horde of your relations would turn up and things like that. We knew how to make ends meet. So there are touches of that, but she doesn't get fixated on any point. So she touches on that. I was reminded of how these things happened, but we were pretty okay with 400 and 700.
Exactly.
And one of the reasons why I never opted for the other profession, the one on teaching, which was deep within me, was that teachers would get about 120 rupees those days, temporary ones. So I was way behind. It was only in the later pay commission that they came and equaled. So life has its own nuances, own thrills, own problems. She has not put up any problem as such or not pursued any story, but it's a general narration that comes up from an arranged marriage, which she welcomes without getting into that fretting thing. I don't want to marry somebody I don't know and all that. So she starts with that and moves on with the flow, including a probationer's life. That's the interesting part. A probationer's life is a difficult one. And she goes through, you are probationer in, or was it your first posting in Spain?
That was our first posting.
First posting, what we call the language one.
Language training.
Language training. We all tend to objectify. As I say in the services, we are all scaled and boxed and numbered. The police is worse. They are shouldered. They all look at the shoulder first and then decide whether to salute. So it's always like that. There are subtle hints about people who are helpful, and every service, every profession has its own quota of backstabbers. So we have to go through life with all its work. In other words, it's a very good read, very personal read, and she comes out with a flourish. Simple, straight, and not too long. So I'll follow her principle, not keep this speech too long. Congratulations, Rupa. Congratulations, Shorbo, for being there. That's all. And the two daughters. He has two intensely over-talented daughters. Both of them are highly over-talented. I've seen one of them, I have seen photos of the other, and they have been a source of joy to them also. Thank you very much, all of you.
For that, may I request Rita, Bhimani, Ramanjit, Kaur, Sujoy, Prasaad, Chatterjee to join us on stage to do the honors for the book Unveiling along with Mr. Jawhar Sircar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we take the ribbon? Yes, we do. Can we just combine? Yes,